Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to be doing a book review of The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Don't know if you can see that there on the video or not, but I was kind of disappointed in the edition I bought. I didn't really like the looks of the paperback or hardcover editions. I just thought they were kind of whatever. And I saw this one online for about the same price, and it looked really cool online, but in person, the scroll work looks really cool, but like the Elder Glass Tower in the background is just I can barely see it like myself from like here, so it just kind of comes across like kind of weird. Plus, it's kind of like an awkward size hardcover, like it's shorter than most, but anyways, that's just like the physical aspects of the book. The book itself is awesome, and I encourage you to definitely check it out. Basically, the premise is there is a group of rogues, like master thieves and con artists, basically, known as the Gentlemen Bastards, and they are led by Locke Lamora. They're trying to basically do a giant con from a very wealthy aristocrat, and they run into some snags along the way. Now, to get some of the negative things out of the way first, I felt that some of the con plots, especially towards the end of the book, were a little forced and were just sort of kind of unbelievable, and they were just sort of there just to make sure the main storyline goes through smoothly. But they're not so over the top that it's impossible. They're just very. It just seems like a lot of things have to fall into place correctly. But especially on a book about conning people and that sort of thing, I guess it's sort of understandable. And the second thing I didn't like was, hopefully this might be addressed in the later books, I don't know, is one of the main magical elements of the book are people known as bonds mages, but the problem is they just seem super OP, basically. They're like nigh invincible from their descriptions and that sort of thing, and their powers, and it just seems sort of out of place with the rest of the book. But obviously the main characters have to deal with them, and they're just part of the world, and hopefully that gets addressed. That might be addressed later, more fully on. Now, I will say there was a lot more pros than cons of this book by far, and one of my favorite aspects of the book was the dialogue and interaction between the members of the Gentlemen Bastards. And basically, you can tell they've always lived together, like they've grown up together, and they have each other's backs, and they will stick with each other through thick and thin. And it just comes across really organically, and I just thought it was just a pleasure to read. Also, the secondary character, Jean, is probably one of my favorite side characters that I've read in a fantasy novel so far. I just loved his character. I loved how he was kind of sort of the mother hen of the group, but he's also a badass in his own right, and I just thought his character was really well done, and how he's able to help the Gentlemen Bastards as a group, and also Locke Lamora specifically, I thought was really well done, and I enjoyed reading about him. I thought the setting and the concept of the book was really well done. It's basically like a late medieval, early Renaissance, early modern sort of period Italian city-state, such as like historical, like Venice or Florence or something like that. I mean, there's like canals and everything, but you also have like the fact of life that these gangs basically run a lot of the city and that sort of thing, and how they have almost like a hierarchy, and they have their own order and rule set and code of ethics that go along with the actual laws and the aristocracy that rules the city, and that parallels them basically, but has no authority over them. And to be honest, it was just really fun reading about the Gentlemen Bastards and their attempts to con people and their plots at doing so. Was just really fun, and I had a good time reading it. I can't wait to read Red Seas Under Red Skies, which is the second book in the Gentlemen Bastards sequence. And if you like rogues or thieves or just good fantasy, you should definitely check it out, pick it up, and remember, before, I'm going to give The Lies of Locke Lamora a 5 out of 5 stars, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You should go pick it up. And remember, read victoriously.